Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Bechtold, and before I start my presentation, I just want to let you know that I'm breaking this video into 2 or 3 parts because YouTube kicks me out and I just want to cut it off before I get kicked out. So anyways, like I said, I'm Lindsay and I'm doing my presentation on conflict and negotiation in an organization. So as most of us know, conflict is inevitable. It's everywhere, it's at work, it's at home, it's on the streets. It's wherever 2 people are basically in the same place at the same time. Conflict can arise. So before I go into detail on conflict, I just want to give you a quick description from the text Organizational Behavior by Griffin and Moorhead. They describe conflict as, quote, a process resulting in the perceptions of 2 parties that they are working in opposition to each other in ways that produce feelings of discomfort and/or anxiety. So that's just a nice way to describe what conflict is before I get into the issue. So in dealing with conflict, the trick is knowing how to deal with it. Throughout this presentation, I'm going to give you 4 ways that you can deal with conflict. This is what I've learned through literature. Number 1 is spotting conflict before it arises, diffusing the situation before it blows up. Number 2 is handling it in the right way, having a third party present and dealing with it correctly. Thirdly is to have a conflict resolution plan intact. This is very important for management. And lastly, conflicting parties need to know how to move on and move forward from the situation. So there are many reasons conflict can arise in an organization. Griffin and Moorhead describe conflict arising because of butting heads, authority figures, jealousy, clashing personalities, and even something as simple as someone clicking their pen nonstop at work. I'm sure you guys can understand that because that can be very annoying. But with all of these different ways that people can cause conflict arising and happening all the time, there is a way that we can resolve them before they even start, and that's through communication. Clear, precise, accurate communication. If we communicate with one another and tell others when certain things are bothering us, this can stop a huge conflict from the very beginning. The example I used in my paper is a very simple example, was if Jim and Bob talk to each other every day, and Jim always calls Bob Bobby, and Bobby hates being called Bobby, but he never tells Jim, that's all he needs to do is tell him because Jim doesn't know that Bobby hates being called Bobby. And that's just a little minute example, but it's just a way to describe and understand how something as simple as just telling someone how we feel can resolve a situation.